We are doing, as you know, we're doing 3 different orientations this year to try to get as many students as possible. We're having refreshments at the days, and next Monday we're going to have lunch for you. We'll have pizza lunch for you. So invite you to come back again next Monday. Nobody has class from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, but we'll start at 11:30 next Monday. So, but we're trying to, there's some people that just don't show up at all on Mondays, or not on school, so that's why we're doing on Tuesdays as well. So we're trying to meet as many as we can, and hopefully we'll have a few more to trickle in as they get out of classes or whatever. But we do our annual orientation each year, and this is an opportunity just to kind of meet together. All of our students that are here right now are returning participants, but we've had new students that have already started up with. We got about 15 so far that we've accepted since September 1st, and September 3rd, really, I guess. But we're glad to have you here. I wanted just to kind of give you a quick rundown of what we're doing, what our program's all about, in case you don't know, and then give an opportunity for our college representatives who have taken time out of their busy schedules to come and meet with you and give them an opportunity to talk with you. If you are interested in sharing with them your current college transcript, we could probably print you out an unofficial transcript and let you share it with them, and they can evaluate it and let you know where what classes you've been taking, what classes you need to take, where you stand at perhaps as far as transferring. So we're all about educating you so that you can do what you need to be doing out here so that you can all get your bachelor's degree. This year, you may have noticed, we have really been emphasizing the TRIO part of student support services. We're now kind of titling ourselves, branding ourselves the TRIO SSS.
That's yours.
And that's important because TRIO is something that we're a part of. Student support services is a federally funded program, but there is part of the TRIO grants, and there's actually 7 TRIO grants that are funded. We're very fortunate to have 3 here at James Front: Talent Search, Student Support Services, and Upper Band. And we're the only community college in North Carolina, out of 58 community colleges, that house those 3 programs. We feel very fortunate to have all 3 of them. And so we really wanted to try to emphasize the TRIO part of it, because if you ever, if you look at funding, if you want to Google or find out funding as far as Department of Education, which is where our funding comes from, the United States Department of Education, it would come under TRIO. That's where it would come out of. So we want to make sure that that's important so that you understand that you're part of the TRIO program. We're not just an extension of student services division. Even though we're within student services division, we're actually TRIO student support services. I just want to mention that to you. We, as part of our program and what the Department of Ed tells us we have to do, we have 5 required services that we are supposed to offer to all of our students. And we encourage all of our students to take advantage of these 5 services. So I want to just share them with you so that you're aware of that. First one, transfer advising. Okay, that's where our representatives are here today. We are very much a transfer program. Student Support Services has been out here at James Front since 1990. Over the years, things have evolved, have changed. And our although transfer was always a big objective, was an objective, it was not necessarily the primary objective. And now it has become a primary objective. And we're not saying just because you're in Student Support Services that you have to transfer, but we do highly encourage you to look beyond just the associate degree. Because in today's world, really the bachelor's degree is going to make you much more marketable and will give you a much better opportunity. And we have some who go straight through the Associate Arts program, Associate Science program, and we have an articulation agreement with UNCW or with all the North Carolina public schools, and that's where if you get your Associate Arts degree and you have your grades that you're supposed to have, hopefully you can get accepted to those schools. We also got some representatives from our local private schools here as well, North Carolina Wesleyan and Mount Olive College. who allow you to have an associate applied science degree in certain fields and certain majors, and can go and transfer as well. So that way, in case you started out in an applied science degree, and then you decide, hey, I'd like to go into a four-year college, there's options for you now as well. So we're trying to expose you to all the different options that are available out there. And hopefully, you know, that way you can consider transfer when you do graduate from out here. Because that is, you know, it just makes you more marketable. And we're going to work with you either way. Okay, so that's our first required service. We also require, one of our required services is tutoring. And you don't have to have tutoring if you don't need tutoring, but I think most of you in here probably had tutoring at some point in time. And that's obviously one of the things that we offer, and that we're very proud to offer. So we encourage you to take advantage of tutoring. Obviously, if you're a student at JSCC, you get free tutoring. If you're a student at Student Support Services TRIO programs, you get free tutoring. Okay, and you know, see Ms. Tam Morgan for that. And have any questions about that, we're able to give you more information as well. But as far as tutoring goes, last year we changed it up a little bit, where you had to hold 3 strikes and you're out. And I think that worked really well. Students are calling now ahead of time if they can't make tutoring, and you're letting us know, and that's you're right. And that's just so you know, so that because we're paying the tutors, and we don't need them just to be sitting out here if the students are not going to show up. So thank you for being responsible with that and helping us out with that, and taking advantage of that service that we provide for you. Another required service is helping you select your courses. Okay, mid-semester time, we have mid-semester conferences, and we'll sit down with you and help you plan out your schedule for school. That way, in case you're an Associate of Arts student, you're taking the classes that you need to take to go on and get that two-year associate degree and transfer. Also, if you're a pre-major within an Associate of Arts degree, we try to help you make sure you're taking the courses you need for as far as your electives to go on to a four-year college, so that you don't have to stay an extra year once you get there. And just make sure you're taking more than just the bare minimum amount of classes. Because just do your math. All of our associate degrees require at least 65 hours, some more than that. If you're taking 12 hours a semester, you're not going to be out here in 2 years. You know, I think you can pretty much figure that out. So, you know, we try to challenge you to take within your means as much courses as possible. So we simply sit down and help you plan out the schedule. You'll still take it to your academic advisor. But if you go ahead and plan out your schedule ahead of time, we sit down and work with you, you can take it to them, and they're very happy, because all they have to do is punch it in. They don't have to sit there and do it for you. Okay? And it's important that you take ownership of your schedule as well. Don't just allow the school to tell you what you want to take. You're a college student. You're paying for these classes. Let's take ownership of it so that you can take the classes that you need to be taking, that you know will best benefit you. We also have provide FAFSA assistance. I think all of you completed your FAFSA last spring, and we'll sit down and help you make sure you complete the FAFSA and do it the right way. And we'll have, especially in the spring semester, financial aid staff members come by and do workshops to tell you about all the changes in financial aid, so that you're make sure you're doing what you need to maintain that financial aid and keep it from year to year. And we also provide financial literacy. That's something we'll be doing in a little bit. I know all of you last year did cash course, but we have to do that each year. And I got an email last week saying that they're getting ready to change that website a little bit to offer you more services with that. But the Department of Education, you know, when the Higher Education Act was reauthorized in 2008, that was right in the midst of the recession. And of course, the recession has lingered on since then. And one thing that they emphasize is that people need to know how to use their money wisely. And that goes to anybody. I don't matter if you're a college student or if you're a millionaire. You need to know how to use your money wisely. And so that's where we come in at, and we try to provide that extra financial assistance, financial literacy, financial awareness, so that you can utilize your money wisely. Okay? So those are some of the things that we also do. Other things like disability accommodation. We have a computer lab that we'll be able to adjust for our TRIO students. We also have we do test taking skills, time management. We'll have a spring cultural trip in the springtime. And many of you went on that with us last year. I think everybody enjoys that. And we also provide for just first-year students grant aid and supplemental grant aid. I think a lot of you have received that in the past, and do that as well for students that participate in their first year. So anyway, I encourage you all to stop by frequently, stop by our office, take advantage of the services that we have. We want to see you. I'm looking around the room, I see you guys. But come by and see us on a regular basis, okay? Be a part of us, okay? Well, that's how you become part of the program. That's how we do that. We provide you a lot of opportunities for services as well. At this time, I'm going to stop rambling on for a few minutes and allow our college representatives to get up and just share a little bit from their perspective and whatever they have to share with you today, because they bring a lot of wealth of information. And our goal is just to help you see what's out there and help you be able to transfer to where you best fits you. Okay, so I'm going to start out with Mr. Corey Cody. He's from North Carolina Western, and then we'll just work our way down to UNCW and Mount Olive.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's good to be here with a lot of smiling faces. I'm Corey Cody. I'm from North Carolina Western College, Goldsboro. I'm here with my colleague, Ms. Joy Smallwood. She represents the Beaufort campus, and we're here on, part of the North Carolina Western College Aspire program. Before I start, let me just take a moment to empathize with you guys. As I look around the room, I notice that a lot of students and non-traditional students, adult returning college students. I know what it's like, excuse me, to be, in your shoes. I was a returning adult student. You got family, you got, work, you got college. So, I know what it's like to have all of that on your plate, and to go forth and finish up your education. And before I begin, I just want to compliment each and every one of you. Just commend you on just staying in there, striving, continue to finish your education, and getting to the point that you kind of wrapping things up. It's truly going to make a difference in your life. And I tell everybody, get some type of education. It doesn't have to, in most cases, it doesn't have to be a 4-year, but get some type of education that's going to set you apart, make you different from everybody else. So definitely, I commend each and every one of you for just standing there and the dedication that you put forth as far as continue, finish your degree. The Aspire program through North Carolina Western College are for students like yourself that are adult returning students. We offer the Aspire program in 7 different locations, and again, from Goldsboro and as far as Beaufort. The goal in the Aspire program, as far as coming and speaking with you guys today, is to talk to you about a couple of advantages that we have for particular students like yourself coming transferring your credits in. We do have articulation agreements with the community college, which basically means that in a completed associate's degree, one of the biggest advantages that we have, we're going to transfer in up to 64 of your credits. So 64 of your credits, it takes 124 to graduate with our 4-year degree. That puts you halfway there. And with our accelerated pace, we have 5-week courses, 8-week courses that move at an accelerated pace, but it doesn't compromise your education. You're going to get the same instruction as if you were living in the dorms in a traditional campus. But with that accelerated pace, that puts you, as far as degree completion, a lot more ahead than some of our other competing programs. Another big advantage with our college, North Carolina Western College, as far as the Aspire program, is the tuition rate. Currently, as compared to a lot of the competing schools, our tuition rate is very affordable. In Goldsboro, $260 a credit hour versus some of the competitors. So definitely financially, we have an advantage there that the students coming in, we accept federal financial aid. We encourage you to do your FAFSA and accept Pell Grant and other things like that. But it minimizes the likelihood of you having to take out a bunch of additional loans in order to try to complete your education. So we really try to keep that tuition rate, again, very affordable, so that way it makes more financial sense for you guys. Another advantage of our campus in Goldsboro is basically the one-on-one, the classroom sizes, and as well the advisors and instructors as far as relationship. Classrooms are a lot smaller, so that way you can get more one-on-one. I think the ratio is about 8 to 9 students per each instructor. So So in that way, again, if you need, additional help in certain subjects, you have an instructor that can devote more attention as far as to helping you, as well. And as well as on the advising side, one of my primary duties is making sure, like Mr. Bryan said, coming into our program, we don't want you taking any unnecessary classes. We want you to focus on those classes that's devoted to your degree, keep you on a track that's going to get you to graduation and get you completed. The last thing I want from any of my students is to take classes that doesn't necessarily, like I said, fall under their program and help them to complete it in an expeditious manner. And as far as our instructors as well, we have instructors that have real working life knowledge, so you don't typically get someone who's been just giving you the educational perspective. We have folks that have worked in the field, have extensive knowledge in what they're teaching. I'll give you an example. One of our justice instructors is the chief of police for Wilson Police Department. Have a couple other instructors that are working currently with the SBI. Another instructor that works with the DEA's office. So as far as for you, the whole goal in education is to get jobs, right? To get jobs, you need to be able to network. So why not be a part of a program where you can network with valuable people that are in those particular fields that can land potential opportunities later on. So that's another, very big advantage that we have. Another advantage is the location of our campuses. With 7 different campuses, of course, that gives you plenty of a variety. I think James Front, you guys kind of border Wilmington and Goldsboro. So, for some that may want to look at the Cape Fear campus as far as options there, you've got an opportunity to do that. For those of you that want to look at the Goldsboro campus, you got options there as well too. Not to mention, as far as the different formats that we offer our class, we offer the 5-week accelerated blended options, which is a blend of, you come in face-to-face seated options as well as online, and also the 8-week options if you, want to do the program completely, seated. And as well as you can take classes online toward completing your degree as well too. So several different options with North Carolina Wesleyan College. We definitely look forward to working with the students here at James Front. I do have quite a few students from James Front that is at the Goldsboro location. So always looking to welcome you with open arms and a smile. I'll be on site today to talk to you about the variety of the different majors that we do offer out of Goldsboro and some of our other locations as well too. Just like Mr. Bryan said, if you have any unofficial transcripts, I'll be more than happy to sit down with you. Each individual will go through your transcripts. I'll instruct you on, what's transferable, what applies to the program. And we'll talk about, based on your goals and your objectives, what majors will work the best to do. Because again, I'm not just interested in recruiting you, getting you to my campus just so you can be another face and a number. I want this degree to make a difference to you. This degree needs to be something that's going to line up with what your future goals is going to be. And again, because of my experience as an adult student, that's why, I want that to make a difference in you as well. So I look forward to sitting with you each and individually, talking to you about the programs, looking over your potential transfer credits, and just creating a map plan for you through North Carolina Wesleyan Inspire program. But any questions that I can take from anyone about our program or?
How's your IT department?
We do, and that's a very good question. We have a CIS program, and you can complete the CIS program a couple different ways. You can do it online. That's one of our degree programs that is pretty much solely online. Or if you wanted to take the seated options, you can come in and take the seated options as far as the CIS program. So you'll get into the networking and databases, C++, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to step too far out in that territory and say something wrong. But we definitely have a very strong CIS program that can work with you, as far as transferring. Are you currently a CIS student?
Yes.
Okay. Certainly, I'll take a look at your credits that you retained through James Front. We'll sit down and we'll compare it with the requirements for North Carolina Wesleyan College and see what works the best for you. Yes, ma'am.
What do you have as far as psychology?
Psychology is one of our most popular majors in Goldsboro. CIS, no, I'm sorry, psychology, you can utilize, it's not solely online, but, you know, again, you can take classes toward psychology online, or most of the options are seated options. But we have a lot of our instructors that are in the psychology program. Dr. Jonathan Barnes, for instance, was the director of the East Point Mental Health. East Point is probably one of the largest mental health, I mean, as far as outpatient facilities, Eastern North Carolina. So you get a lot of different perspectives, and he's one of our most favorite instructors. But we definitely got a CIS, psychology program that we can take a look at. Another popular major that a lot of our students are coupling with psychology is a new major called organizational administration. Organizational administration blends a little bit of business, a little bit of psychology. So let's say you want to work for the Department of Social Service. You want to go and work for nonprofit. Organizational administration is going to give you the leadership skills to go in if you want to look at it, maybe the supervising positions, management positions, leading a department, leading an organization. So two very good majors that you can put together and be a very dominant, competitive person.
And from that perspective, I was just thinking of it as, I don't know exactly how far I want to go.
Okay.
But I do want to own my own business.
Yep.
But I also want to be I know I'm a psychologist, I don't know if I want to work with drugs.
Okay. Well, but that is actually a perfect degree. Again, something we definitely want to talk about on an individual basis. Org administration is going to give you those psychology classes. It's going to give you a few of those psychology classes in addition to a few of those business classes. So it's like coupling the two, and so certainly something you could double major in. We could look at it as a double major. So if you want to own your own business, you still get in org administration that management perspective, but it's not as techy as getting the finance and the accounting. Some folks don't want to go that extensive. So something with that.
Hire somebody.
There you go. Let somebody else take care of it. But we'll definitely we'll take a look at that together and see what was the best for you.
You keep saying Goldsboro, but I thought this was in Rocky Mount.
Our main campus, we have two programs: traditional and inspired is in Rocky Mount. But for students that coming out of high school want to live in the dorms, our traditional program, that's our main campus in Rocky Mount. Goldsboro is what we call one of our satellite campuses. And again, so no one gets anything wrong. Aspire traditional, there's no compromise when it comes to instruction. I mean, as far as what you learn in the Aspire program, what you were taught by the instructor, it is the same perspectives as if you were in a traditional program, if you were living in a dorms. I mean, it does not compromise as far as the education. Aspire, our acceptance rate is a lot higher. So, there are a lot of other colleges that, you have to, do the references, the entrance exams, the application fees. We don't have any application fee. I mean, I can take an application from you today, get your official transcript, get your financial aid set up, and the process of being admitted is very simple. Very simple. So that is a huge advantage with our program. And again, I know what it's like. With the economy, it's kind of expensive when you're doing $35 an application here, $40 an application there. No application fee. We can start the process today and have you set up, in a few weeks as a student in the Aspire program. Any additional questions from anyone? All right. Well, I'll conclude and let some of the other representatives speak to you. Look forward to working with you. And again, thank you so much for your time today, and look forward to just looking over those transcripts.
This is Erica Angelaise from UNCW, and whenever we finish up, if you guys are still around, one-on-one, you guys can talk with them and discuss and find out any other information.
Morning, everyone. How you guys doing? Thanks for taking the time to be here today. That's kind of a tough one to follow, only because we're so polar opposite. And I just want to be very frank about that. They're two very different college experiences. Both of them are quality experiences. So ultimately, it's up to you all what you choose to do. UNCW is the pretty traditional route. I know that you're all relatively familiar with us in Wilmington. Record time, it's not too far away, and like I said, I did make record time getting here, but I'm not willing to say what that was on the video. So it is doable. I can attest to that. But if you desire to go to UNCW, the best thing that you can do while you're here at James Front is work towards that Associates of Arts or Associates of Science degree. Either of those two degrees, they're going to be degrees for life. So it's going to be something that you're going to earn here and you're going to have with you the rest of your life, and you will have that as you transfer into UNCW. And that would be true for any of the UNC public institutions. So UNCW, ECU, NC State, NC Charlotte, that's true for all of the University of North Carolina public institutions. So earning that Associates of Arts or Associates of Science is strongly encouraged and highly recommended because it is degree for life and it will transfer to us. One similar thing that we share is that we accept a maximum of 64 transferable hours, and it also takes 124 to graduate with your bachelor's. So again, you're halfway there. And by earning that Associates of Arts or Associates of Science degree, you know that you're on track because those courses transfer in. Any student who's going to graduate from UNCW will have achieved two things. One is their university studies requirements, which is your general education requirements. That is, in essence, your Associates of Arts or Associates of Science degree. The other requirement are going to be your major requirements, anything that's required for whatever your desired major be, whether it be psychology or CIS. So you're going to have both a balance, and that's why earning that associates here at James Front takes care of one piece of the pie. One thing that, and I could obviously talk to you about our programs and go off about that, but I prefer to do that a little bit more one-on-one, so I'm happy to answer questions in that environment. But one thing that I will encourage all of you to pick up if you're considering transferring is this transfer guide. It's specific for North Carolina Community College students, so it's specific to you. It does change every year. This is the latest guide, so if you have the blue version, go ahead and pitch it. Teal version is the one that you want. The reason why I encourage everybody to pick this up is it actually has in here course equivalencies. So everybody wants to know that everything you're doing, counts towards your 4-year degree, right? This is your surefire way. Really, I call this your insurance policy. Everything listed on this side is a course that may be offered here at James Front and exactly how it transfers to UNCW. So you know course for course, everything that you're doing here is in fact transferring to UNCW. So in essence, you're doing it at both places. So this is a really key guide. It is all in the James Front numbering system, so it's really user-friendly. And it has a lot more information in here about transferring as well. But definitely something to pick up and use. The other thing that I would like to stress, and this would be true, I think, next speaking, maybe out of term, but for all of us, best thing you can do in your college career, ask questions. So much better to ask than to wonder because we're all here to help. We'd much rather have you have the right information. Certainly there can be a lot of transition in this, a lot of curiosity, a lot of sometimes confusion. That's all understandable, it's natural, but we are here to help. So whether it's today or whether it's picking up the phone or sending an email, please just ask the questions. Okay? So I'll keep it short and sweet, but if you have questions, I'm happy to stick around. I'm happy to look at your credit evaluations. We can use the guide and kind of begin that process so you can see what it is that we'll be looking for. All right, thank you.
And we have Mr. Ryan Bradshaw from Mount Olive here as well.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Who's our Mount College? Nobody? One? Okay. Anybody seen the billboards or anything about them? I just want to see if anybody knew.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sure, okay. Just want to see if you heard this, okay, good deal. I like to introduce myself to my students as a recovering college dropout, and that's the truth. Yeah, you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, my name's Ryan, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not, but I say that, but the reason I do that is because I know it's like being an adult student as well. I dropped out of college when I was 19, didn't know what I wanted to do. I saw life like staring me down, and I figured, I don't know what I want to do. I've gone through 2 years at the community college level. I got to a 4-year institution, big institution. I said, this doesn't feel right. I don't know what I want to do. And so I dropped out. And I ended up doing a bunch of different odd jobs. And when I finally went back to college, I was non-traditional. I went to a 9-week program at Mount Olive College. And it was there that I kind of figured out, who I was, what I wanted to do. And I got excited because I had an opportunity, a second chance to make it work. And I say the words make it work because that's kind of my mantra that I'm teaching a class now. And the words I use, make it work. I want that to kind of burn into your brain because no matter where you're at in life, no matter what your challenges are, you can overcome those challenges and make it work. Am I right? Absolutely. So if I leave you with nothing else today, I'll give you a lot of information in a short amount of time, but when you walk away today, I just want you to carry those words with you throughout life, because making it work does work. If you believe you can do something, you can make it work. And I preach that to my students every night in class. But get back to Mount Olive real quick, and I'll tell you a little story about my daughter in a minute to kind of tie this together. But Mount Olive College is a 1 night a week program for our adult students. We have a blended process we could do online or 1 night a week. All our classes are 5 weeks, whether you're online or in the classroom. Our classes meet from 6 to 10 p.m. on a given night, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. And what we do is a tailored approach. We sit down with you as an individual, talk to you about your plans. We evaluate your past credentials, and we'll transfer those into a degree sheet and show you a path to graduation. So when you walk away from that first meeting, you know exactly what's going to take to get you there. So there should be no question in your mind how long it's going to take you, what kind of path you can go down. All those answers will be given to you day one. We also have a graduate program coming online in January. So it's an MBA program. It's just going to be a general MBA right now, but we're going to have other specializations. I know you mentioned IT, and we're looking at offering a master's education too. So how many of you think you want to pursue a master's degree? Maybe? Maybe, okay. Well, the flip side of the coin of being a college dropout is that now I went back to school, got a master's, and now I'm like very, very close to having my doctorate. And I share that with you not to brag, but to show that I was a college dropout. You know, I was 10 years ago, I was a carpenter. I was installing hardwood floors. So I did that for a living. Every day I'm dragging 100-pound bundles of wood up and down stairs in these nice houses. And I'm thinking, I'm making $10 an hour, carrying this wood around, carrying the sledgehammer around, doing this kind of work. I said, I've got an opportunity to do more. I know I can do more. But until I get my education, this is all I'm ever going to be able to do. And I got some other jobs. You know, after I left that, I was a waiter. I waited tables. You know, I made $2.63 an hour. Then I got tips. So that's what I did for a living. I did that for 4 years while I was going to college. So I went back to school. It took me 3 years to finish. But I double majors. So I got a great job out of college. Went to Walmart as assistant manager. Did that for 5 years. Salary was pretty good. The hours weren't great. But it was in that moment that I said I want to work in education, because I know what it did for me. I know it changed my life. My mom's an educator, and I saw how much she enjoyed it. And she would always come home and tell me success stories about her students, and she seemed to really be passionate about it. I said, you know, I don't have that passion in my life. I don't get any enjoyment on putting cereal on the shelf and selling that to customers, you know, or dealing with customers at Walmart on Black Friday. That doesn't fulfill me, you know. So I wanted to find what it was in life that made me fulfilled. And that's what I asked you all to do, is to find what makes you fulfilled. And when you find that, and you connect with your education, you connect with your career, your whole life will change, because my life has changed. So when I talk to students, that's what I'm trying to figure out with you guys is, I told a story about a week ago. I said, I've probably talked to 1,000 adult students over the past 4 years. In truth, about 1,000 students. And they all tell me the same story with different details. The story goes like this. You know, I went to school for a little while, I dropped out, I went back. Don't know exactly what I want to do, but I know I need to get my degree because everyone around me that's got their education, it's made a difference in their life. So I hear that same story, different details. I see the themes there. So my job is to help you try to figure out what that definite path is. Some people ask me, Ryan, what are you doing in life? I say, I still don't know 100%, but I know I want to go in this general direction. Is that I go down this positive path that's going to lead me to a specific place that I know is going to be a better place. Quick story about my daughter, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the Mount College program. There was a quote that Eleanor Roosevelt said, you should do the things you think you cannot do. I think it's an important quote, that you should take on those challenges, because if you always live in fear of doing something that's uncomfortable to you that you don't know about, things will never change for you. So Eleanor Roosevelt said that. So with that in mind, my daughter doesn't know how to swim, or she didn't know how to swim. So we got her on these floaties. She's 4 years old now, about to be 5. Got her on these floaties, and she started to swim around a little bit, but she hasn't got any confidence. So she don't want to go to the deep end. I know it's time for her to start learning. So I took her down to the deep end, and she's crying, screaming, fighting me. And I just set her down on the side, and I'm sitting off the side of the pool, and she's holding my legs for life, saying, Daddy, don't let me go, please, you know. And I'm not going to let her go. But I said, no, look, come on, you can do it. And I just kind of eased her off. So I got her, instead of holding on both my legs, she's holding on one leg. Yeah, so then I got her off my legs, and she's holding on my arm now. Then I got her down to one finger. And then after about 10 or 15 minutes of going through this process, she let go and started swimming. So, and that really happened. So now she can swim without the floaties. It only took her a short amount of time. Why do I tell you that story? Because she didn't think she could do it, and she did it, and now she's doing it. I didn't think I could be a doctoral candidate, but here I am doing it. And the only reason I'm doing it is because I tried to do it, and I kept going forward and determined to do it. Another good quote I like is, college is not a matter of intelligence is a matter of determination. So if you're determined to get through this process, you can make it work. A lot of my students have anxiety over math. I'm not a math person. I hate math. Who's a math person? Nobody? Okay. Yeah, so nobody's a math person. You like math? You're the only one. Let me shake your hand. You're the first person that like math. Okay. Well,
I like math, I just don't like it.
well, you know, when I got to math, I actually enjoy when I know how to do it, but it's when you forget all the formulas and stuff, when it's complicated. So I made it work. I got through my math in my undergraduate, but then when I got to my doctoral program, I had 3 stats classes. I absolutely hated it. So I had basically 4 walls I had to get over. There's a book, oh gosh, it'll come back to me. There's a book talking about the walls in life, the barriers that keep you from achieving things. And one of my walls in this program was the math. I said, if I can get past the statistics, I'll be okay. So I had 3 stats classes, but I made it work. I put my head down and I fought through it. So when you get to things in your programs, when you get to things in college that are difficult, put your head down, make it work. Use the resources around you. You guys are so blessed to have resources and people around you that care, that are willing to help you get through this process. A little bit more about Mount Olive, and then I'll step away because I can keep going. But, Mount Olive College, I know I'm going to echo some of my colleagues here, but almost 100% of our full-time faculty have terminal degrees, doctorate degrees. A lot of them have a lot of professional experience in the field. I think almost every one of them have some professional experience, but none of them are straight academics, meaning they spent time in the real world before they came to academia. Like I've already mentioned about the program, let me tell you a little bit about specifically what we offer. Basically, there's 2 schools in Mount Olive College. We've got our business school, which offer things like accounting, information systems, healthcare management, human resource management, and information systems. The other school for night offers religion, criminal justice, early childhood education, and we've actually developed a degree that's not live yet, but I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. It's called Interdisciplinary Studies, and it allows you to transfer more credit into Mount Olive College instead of just on our standard degrees. But that kind of segues into the last point I want to make, which makes Mount Olive unique, is that we have a unique relationship with James Front. It's called our 3rd-year agreement. How many have heard this? You have? Okay.
Everybody has.
Okay, good deal. Yeah. Well, just tell me about that. The 3rd-year agreement allows you to take up to 90 hours at James Front and transfer that credit towards your bachelor's degree. So that's a huge advantage that you would have. The best way to do that is to talk to somebody like me and let me map out with you the plan so you know in advance. Just don't take those 3rd-year credits because they might not all align on the path that you want to go down. So the earlier you know about what your plans are, the better. And like one of my colleagues said, ask questions, because if you know what you want to do and you can help and get with us, we can make a map for you to plan that out. So I know I've talked a lot in a short amount of time, but key takeaways, whatever you do in life, wherever institution you go to in the future, just make it work, keep that determination. And if there's anything I can do for you, I'll have some cards and some other favors to give to you. Just let me know. I'll be happy to work with you, okay? Any questions? Yes, ma'am. 126, that's pretty standard across the board. Other questions, concerns, ideas, inspirational quotes? All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
I do want to thank everyone again for taking time out of their busy schedules to come and like I said, after we get done, please feel free to sit down with them one-on-one. Everybody got leave, what everybody do? Okay, so sit down and talk with them one-on-one, and it's a great resource that we have here today. So we're real fortunate. We thank them for taking time out of their busy schedule to come. Real quickly, I just want to go over a few things. We've got several upcoming events that are coming up. Tomorrow, we have the Okay, gotcha, thank you. Tomorrow we got, Mr. Felton has worked real hard to have a mentoring workshop. We're going to have a different mentoring workshop every month of the semester. And the September one's going to be the Martin Boyette building from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And we got an individual from Cape Fear Community College about some things. So I encourage you to come in as often as you can. Of course, we got another orientation today at 2 o'clock and at next Monday from 11:30 to 1. And 11:30 to 1 o'clock, we will feed you lunch. So I encourage you to come back again if you'd like to.
And we got, next, and I will go through, we'll email you all these, but I'll just kind of briefly go through what we got, the next couple of weeks. Next Tuesday, the 24th, we'll have a tutor training workshop. If anybody's interested in coming to tutor, 2 o'clock in the boardroom.
Tutor training.
If you want to become a tutor.
Okay, yeah.
If you've taken at least 32 hours,
Okay.
semester hours of major courses.
What time?
It's at 2 o'clock. Okay, and the rest of these are into October, so what we'll do, we'll email you them, so you don't have to go through and tell you all right now, but we do have a lot of things going on throughout the semester, so I encourage you to come back to as many workshops as you can, but of course, just come by our office on a regular basis, okay, and see us. All right, now, everybody has a laptop in front of them, don't they? If not, get to where a laptop is, and once you go to the James Front website, if you're at the James Front website already, go down to the Student Support Services link. There are some quick links on the right-hand side. Scroll down to where it says Student Support Services. Everybody there?
These two, he said those were
Is
the.
it on the right-hand side?
Yeah, on the right-hand side says quick links. In our lab, it goes straight to the SSS website, but it don't here. All right. And then, once you click that, go down to where it says cash course. Very bottom right-hand side. Where it says cash course.
This one is
Go to quick links.
We have a few that's not coming up.
We're not coming up.
Those two, hers is not coming up.
We'll just go down to, at the very top, says quick links.
You try. Fix that.
Yeah, it is a little bit easier than now. This is on our SSS website,
It's
so.
scroll down to the west side.
Can she use your computer? Everybody at the cash register? Okay. We will, if you want to, you could take her to the counselor. Just take her over there. Yeah, if you want to go with her over there.
Or do your special. Get your own private.
Yeah.
2 years room.
All right, then click on e-learning. At the very top is the cash. All right, then go down to chalkboard, it says courses on it. Yeah, click on that. Okay. First of all, just let you guys know, I encourage you to use this website on a regular basis. The entire website, there's really good information on there. Share it with your family. You guys are welcome to use it too. It's good information. It's a partnership we have with one of the national endowment, somebody or another. But anyway,
We, that they're really, it's a free website that we were able to partner with. And, it has all kinds of information, PDF, credit cards, you know, mortgage, banking your money, things like that. I mean, it's just information that everybody needs to know. But we got 5 topics here for coursework topics. Just pick whichever 5 you want to do. I mean, you only got to pick one. You can do all of them, encourage you to do all of them. Right now, we'll just do one of them. Be credit savvy, budgeting basics, paying back student loans, making the most of employee benefits, getting started saving and investing. Okay, so just click on whichever one you want to do, and then you'll just type in your name, your register, and email address. What I do?
I got it, that's the signal coming back.
Yeah, we don't have a good cell phone reception over here. Get that typed in. Yep. Once you get that typed in, there'll be a series of little pre-test questions, and then there'll be some information about it, whatever topic you chose, and there'll be some post questions. Don't worry about it, you don't do good on it, you know, this is to teach about financial literacy, to learn, that's what it's all about, so, we'll do that. And then as you finish that up, we'll have some refreshments and give you a chance to mingle with our representatives up here. It's good information. Share with your family, seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's a great website.
Really, it's really good.